Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to what I think is safe to say one of my favourite videos to do. It's become a little bit of an annual tradition to do this in January, and I feel like January is just the perfect month to do it because I am really enjoying taking it easy this January, taking it a little bit slower, taking stock of some of the things from last year and looking ahead into the year, and I'm really excited to bring you this year's trend prediction video. I love doing this, and I'm just going to preface this by saying this is not going to be like the trend prediction videos you see on TikTok. I feel like TikTok has kind of ruined these trend prediction videos for me because things go so quickly on TikTok, and I feel like everyone has an opinion on something and people can just be very harsh. They'll say about things that are like really popular and they'll be like, this has become too popular now, so I think people are going to go over it because everyone's wearing it. And I kind of want to just like comment and be like, but if everyone's wearing it, that is just proof that it's like a big trend, and you should never wear something either because everyone's wearing it or stop wearing it because everyone's wearing it. I just feel like people on TikTok are a lot more harsh with their criticism. They're a lot more opinionated about like what's good and what's in and what's out and what you shouldn't wear. I'm not going to say anything about what you shouldn't wear. This is purely a bit of like an educational video. It's purely like a commentary video about things that I am seeing, things I may be excited about. Not all of these trends will be things that I will be personally wearing in 2024, and this isn't going to be a video about the things that are really embarrassing to wear, really, what's the word that they use? Chuggy. This is not going to be a video talking about anything that's chuggy or anything you shouldn't wear, or anything you shouldn't do. This is just a bit of a commentary, a little bit of a sit down and a chat between gal pals about some trends for the coming year, and I always love doing these videos in January. One thing I always do before starting these videos, I literally take note. I've got my gorgeous little papier notebook here full of notes for the coming trends. I always love going back and watching my old videos as well because it's so interesting looking back in hindsight. So I've gone back to 2023 and 2022. I will leave them linked down below, and just seeing like what did manifest, what was a big trend, something that I'm like, gosh, that's already like gone out of the window now, or like, oh my goodness me, that's just ramping up this year. It's so interesting to see. So notebook is out the ready, and we have got a lot of trends to chat through for 2024. Now I'm going to start with a trend that I first started talking about last year in 2023 that I feel like is just going to be ramping up in 2024, and that is quiet luxury. We saw a real surgence in quiet luxury in 2023, and I have to admit it's a trend I absolutely adore. I would sum up my kind of personal style as like feminine, classic and timeless, and that's how I kind of want all of my outfits to be. It's the kind of style that I want to emulate whenever I'm getting dressed in the morning. So the quiet luxury trend is just so me. I feel like big labels are out, huge monogramming, like massive designer logos are really out, and it's all about those more classic and timeless pieces. And I feel like a really big factor of quiet luxury is ageless fashion. It's something that I talk about a lot here on my channel, and I really love talking about it because as a 20-year-old I love emulating styles and wearing outfits that I can see myself wearing in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s, in my 60s, and so on and so forth. If I am blessed enough to live that long, I want to be wearing things no matter what age I am, and I want to be able to look at an outfit and not be like, yeah, that's a 20-year-old's outfit. I want to look at an outfit and think anyone could wear that outfit of any age, like it doesn't matter. This is just an ageless and timeless outfit, so it doesn't matter what season we're in, it doesn't matter what decade we're in, you will still love the outfit in 10, 20, 30 years time. And I feel like quiet luxury really emulates that. But I'm definitely noticing the quiet luxury trend kind of branching out a little bit more, which I think is really interesting to see. The first branch I'm really noticing is the preppy style, and I feel like preppy is one that kind of comes in and out quite often. I remember back in the noughties when I was younger, the preppy style was huge. I remember in maybe like 2013, 2014, a particular kind of like style and a particular branch of the preppy style came back when baseball jackets came back in, and that kind of like American, like all American girl kind of style came back in, and I feel like it's having a resurgence in its own way again in 2024. But it's really interesting to see how the kind of preppy style is evolving, and I feel like in 2024 it's coming in quite a subtle way. I feel like the best way to describe it is like old money meets preppy, and the best way to describe it is Ralph Lauren style. If you can imagine a Ralph Lauren model wearing that, that is the kind of preppy fashion that we are looking at the moment. So I think Ralph Lauren cable knits, things like big open collared shirts, think like cargo trousers, loafers, that real old money preppy style. I feel like it's just the best way to describe it is the kind of thing that you would imagine someone who literally owns a country estate, goes to the country club every weekend and holidays in the Hamptons. That is the kind of preppy that we're looking at in 2024. So it really ties into that old money trend and really ties into that old money style. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that preppy style evolves over the year. Obviously in different seasons it's going to come out in different ways. So obviously in winter we've got cable knits, we've got roll necks, we've got faux fur coats, we've got leather gloves. That kind of vibe really emulates that like preppy old money aesthetic. But in summer I think it's really going to go into that kind of like softer, more feminine preppy. White dresses are supposed to be the thing this year, and I am very happy about it, because if you know my summer style, you know that's literally all I wear in summer. White linen dresses, white cotton dresses, I absolutely love them. So kind of imagine that like really classic preppy soft feminine look. You've got your summer dresses, the white dresses, the basket bags, the little sliders, or your castagna espadrilles, just like really feminine styling, but in a little bit more of like an old money preppy way. So it's really interesting to see how even with a particular trend, how it can evolve so much throughout the seasons and how it can evolve literally within the year. I really do love seeing how the old money trend is evolving in itself with its different branches as well. Like I feel like there are so many terms that I just absolutely adore, and one that I've seen has really been surging that people are loving for like very much winter styling. I feel like this isn't going to last a huge amount of time. In January, February, potentially March, mobster wife style. And I love that phrase. I think that is absolutely hilarious because it really does sum up the mobster wife. You've got your big faux fur hats, you've got your gorgeous Valentino, Jacquemus, Celine sunglasses, you've got your leather gloves, you've got your faux fur coats, you've got your leather trousers, your heeled boots. It really is giving like mobster vibes, but in like an old kind of like 50s way. And I'm kind of loving that as well. I feel like that's a really, really fun one that you can definitely super easily incorporate into your wardrobe throughout the rest of winter. But as I said, I feel like that's like an autumn winter one. So it'll be interesting to see how long it lasts throughout winter and whether it resurges again towards autumn and winter at the end of the year. A huge trend that we saw in 2023 that I think is just going to continue in 2024, which I guess in a way can be linked ever so slightly to the quiet luxury trend, is the coastal grandmother trend. I love the coastal grandmother trend, and I am seeing this in so much more than just fashion. I feel like it's really been incorporating into interior styling as well. Basically, if you don't know what a coastal grandmother is, think of every Nancy Meyers movie you have ever seen. Like the beautiful old houses, that really classic styling. Think like blue striped shirts, your hair chucked up in like a little claw clip, quiet luxury kind of like makeup, minimal styling, yet you just look really pulled together. Your hobbies are gardening, baking and homemaking, and I absolutely love the coastal grandmother trend, and it is definitely branching into its own trends as well. As I said, I feel like quiet luxury's branched into a few other trends, but so has coastal grandmother, and I don't know if that's from TikTok because everyone seems to want to give something a label and people really want to have like fun with things. So even if they want to incorporate a trend into their wardrobe, they almost like want to make it their own. I've seen so many different terminologies where people are trying to like put a label off of a branch of coastal grandmother. I've seen things such as coastal granddaughter, which is apparently a different thing. I've seen it country club styling, I've seen a countryside grandmother, and I do really like it. It just really sums up that like soft feminine energy. Things like stripes, shirts, cottons, linens, these kinds of things really fall into this trend. And what I quite like about this trend is I feel like everyone can kind of run with it as they want. Like it's not the kind of trend where it's like a pair of trousers or like a particular color. It's a really loose trend that you can literally just bring into your wardrobe as and when you want to, and you can just style up your outfits in that kind of way, whichever way it suits you. I always think whenever it comes to trend styling to always think about your personal style first. Is this something that feels you? Is this something that makes you confident? Is this something that you enjoy? And then you can kind of roll with it. So I feel like it's a really fun one that you can put your personal style first and then start thinking about how it maybe incorporates into the quiet luxury, the coastal grandmother, the country club style, the coastal granddaughter, however you want to kind of like sum up your styling. I feel like it's just such a lovely trend to get on board. But let's talk about some trends that are a little bit more specific, particularly colour trends. Every single January, I love sitting down and looking at what is the colour of the season, what is the colour of the year, and what people are going to be obsessed with. And I've definitely noticed two particular colours that I would say are the colours of 2024. The first one is one that I'm not going to lie to you, I am obsessed with, and I am wearing right now, and that is navy blue. Navy blue is huge this year, and I really do think it actually links to the coastal grandmother and the quiet luxury trend, because I would say that navy blue kind of gives that like old money aesthetic, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I feel like it's so much softer than black, a little bit more wearable, and actually I personally think it's a lot less seasonal than maybe most darker tones. Things like dark greens, khakis, browns, blacks, you can only really wear in winter, whereas for me personally, I feel like navy blue is going to be a colour I can wear throughout every single season. You can wear it in winter as like a roll neck, or my new Ralphie cable knit that I am just obsessed with. You can wear it in spring with maybe some lighter tones like some white jeans. I think would be absolutely amazing. You can incorporate it into your accessories. And then in summer, navy blue dresses mixed with like white linens. I just think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So navy blue is a really, really big trend this year, and I'm even noticing actually styling it with black has been huge, which I know sounds wrong. Styling navy blue and black together used to be social suicide, but it really has made a resurgence, and so many people are loving styling them together, myself included. I'm literally wearing this navy blue with a pair of black trousers right now, and I love how they look together. I think they really, really work well. I think it really encapsulates that kind of old money aesthetic, and I just love how like soft the colour is. As someone who is not fake tanning at the moment, I feel like so many darker colours can really wash me out even more. Like, this is my completely natural colouring. I'm a very, very pale girly, and I feel like navy blue works so well if you have a more pale undertone or a pale skin tone, which is why I think it's working really well for winter at the moment. But that is a colour I am absolutely loving, and a big trend I'm noticing in 2024. And the other colour is one that I had to do a little bit of digging into, because I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't sure if this was going to be a trend that was only going to last pre-Christmas, but actually I'm noticing that people are still styling it now, and I feel like it can be quite a big colour even for spring summer, and that is Oxblood. The pop of red trend has been huge this autumn winter, and I am absolutely loving it. It's basically just styling an entire outfit normally and then adding one little pop of colour, whether that's in your hair bow, whether that's in your bag, in your shoes. And I love this as a trend because I feel like it's so much less intimidating than like a full colour trend, like having to do a full outfit in this colour or like change up your entire wardrobe. It's literally just adding one little piece into your wardrobe that can incorporate that trend. So whether that's a jumper, a pair of trousers, an accessory, I really love this trend. And I definitely want to say Oxblood is the colour of the year rather than like the pop of red, because I do feel like red can be misinterpreted to something a little bit too Christmassy and something a little bit too festive. Oxblood is like her big sister, her mature, demure, classy big sister. It's a little bit moodier, it's a little bit richer, and it's a little bit more intense, but in like a really good way. And I feel like it works so well with so many colorways in your wardrobe, and I am really loving it. Actually, it's definitely a trend I want to incorporate a little bit more. I picked up my first like Oxblood color jumper, and I really like it, so I definitely think I'm going to add a few more pieces into my wardrobe. I feel like the accessories way is quite a good way to go down, because I feel like it's less committing than like doing like a full coat or like a full jumper or something like that. I feel like just a little accessory with a little bit of an Oxblood undertone to it, I think is a great way to add this colour trend into my wardrobe. But those are the two colours of 2024, navy blue and Oxblood. They are both going to be huge this year. The next trend, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't really have a name for it. I'm just going to call it less is more trend, because it is something I'm definitely noticing. It's so funny whenever I go back and watch old videos at how much makeup I used to wear. My goodness me, I used to do like a full glam every single day, and I feel like so many of us have stepped so much further away from that, and we really want to incorporate that like less is more trend. I kind of want to call it the clean girl aesthetic, but I feel like we've moved away from that, and it's not really clean girl anymore. It's just more less is more. You want your makeup to be a little bit sheerer, a little bit lighter. You want your hair to maybe embrace your kind of like natural colour a little bit more. I know that like mousy brown has been a colour that everyone is obsessed with at the moment, which I'm really glad about, because I have been mousy brown all my life and I've always hated it. So the fact that people are like embracing their natural colourways with their hair, embracing their natural features and like their makeup, and even with clothing and jewellery, I feel like people are wearing less and less. I used to literally cover my hands in rings. All I wear at the moment is my engagement ring. I've got one bracelet on, a watch, and a pair of earrings. Like, myself as someone who's obsessed with jewellery still loves that like more pared back, minimal less is more trends, and I'm really noticing that within fashion, beauty, makeup, jewelry, and even like home as well. I feel like it's really, really lovely just seeing a little bit more of a minimal home, like bits and pops of color here and there, but less is more is definitely a huge one going into 2024. I feel like so many of these trends really do relate to each other. As I'm literally like thinking about these trends together, less is more, quiet luxury, coastal grandmother, and of course old money. Old money is another trend that is still continuing on to this day, and it's slightly different to quiet luxury. I would say it's a little bit more kind of like embracing that like older time of the kind of like heiresses, the countesses, and a lot of people are really embracing that in more ways than just their fashion in 2024. I'm definitely noticing how many people are changing up their kind of like style with it. Before it was all just about like your clothes. Now I would say it's a lot more about like maybe bags, accessories, shoes, and even as far as things like hair. I'm noticing the old money bob is huge at the moment, and I personally love it. I literally have my hair booked in for a haircut this week, and I'm gonna go even shorter, and I'm so excited to like embrace that like bobby bob style. I've loved it with my hair for the last year, and I feel like again this is like linking back to some of the other trends, the less is more trend. I actually realized after watching my 2023 video, I have not curled my hair for over a year, which is kind of mad when you think about it, because I used to curl my hair all the time, but I just realized like how damaging it was for my hair. I realized how much it just didn't really like work with myself, and I got so many compliments when I first started wearing my hair like this all of the time, and I always get people asking me like what I do with my hair, and it's literally just like a blow dry, a little straight and bob underneath if it needs it, and that is it. And I feel like it's so much healthier, it's so much happier, and again I feel like that links to that less is more, because I'm not wanting to spend loads of time doing my hair. I'm wanting to like embrace my natural color, my natural texture, my natural tones. And I feel like that again links to the old money trend, where people are really opting for that like old money bob. They don't want to be spending hours doing like heatless curls overnight or like putting loads of heat on their hair. They want something that's a little bit simpler, a little bit more time saving, but also is embracing that kind of like natural beauty, and less is more. So as I'm going, I'm literally in my head, I can like feel these trends linking together and just see how much it all kind of like creates this like big umbrella, this big bubble that people are loving at the moment. So of course the old money aesthetic is another one that is going to be continuing in 2024, and I personally really like it. I think it's a really, really lovely one, especially in summer, just thinking about those kind of like picnics in the park, thinking about like old convertibles where you can just like put down the roof. I feel like it's very nostalgic, and I find it so interesting thinking about how much trends do relate to nostalgia. I actually did this in my university degree, and it was something that we studied, particularly focusing on this nostalgia of Greece, and in the 70s they were obsessed with nostalgia from the 50s, and it's really interesting to see in hindsight how much we do the same. 80s trends are coming back in again, looking back at like older times. So Y2K is a massive thing, looking back at that old money aesthetic, the 50s aesthetic. Like nostalgia is huge, and I think especially when we're going through maybe some tougher times, obviously with the cost of living and everything that's been going up at the moment, a lot of people are turning to look back at the past, looking back at the positives from the past, and using that as a way to kind of like escape from the present moment. So it's really interesting looking back at how much the old money aesthetic is resurging, how much the kind of like 80s, 90s, noughties aesthetic is resurging, and just thinking about the nostalgia that plays into modern day and plays into fashions and trends. I just find that so interesting. That was like a real geek out moment there, but I studied it in my degree, and I find it so interesting to see play out in real life. Now, one trend that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about, but I have seen a couple mention it, and I think it is actually quite a big one in 2024, is the Georgian style resurgence. Now hear me out, because it sounds weird thinking about the Georgian styling and like how different it was to this day and age, and no way are we going to be going back to petticoats, corsets and stockings anytime soon. However, nods to the Georgian trend are really coming into play in 2024. Things like frills, things like longer skirts, these kinds of styling are really starting to come into play in 2024. In fact, I say we're not going back to corsets. All throughout 2023, corset tops were huge. Absolutely huge. So even in ways like that, you can see the Georgian styling coming into play, but it's not always as literal as that. I think I'm really seeing the Georgian styling coming into play in silhouettes through fashion. People are really loving those more like feminine silhouettes, but things like dropped waist is a huge trend I've noticed in 2024. It started coming into play in 2023 and I personally am loving it. I feel like the fact that we went to low-rise jeans at the beginning of 2023 was almost like a bit of like a preempting of this, because we're starting to notice a real trend in drop waist when it comes to dresses, and I personally, as someone who has quite big hips and quite a small waist, find it so flattering. I'm really enjoying it. So things like silhouettes, looking at like waistlines, looking at lengths of skirts is a really big way that I'm noticing the kind of Georgian styling and Georgian trend coming into play in 2024. And another way that I can see the Georgian trend kind of branching out is through skirts, particularly. Now in 2023 we saw the lengthening of skirts, and it's so funny because I was literally just saying in my winter essentials haul, the last video you would have seen it from me, that I used to be obsessed with midi lengths. I loved a midi. I just thought it was so flattering and so beautiful. And now I'm kind of over it. I'm really enjoying more of a maxi length. I'm liking it when my legs are a little bit more covered, my skirts are a little bit longer, and that's something that we saw happening all throughout 2023. Now in 2024, I think rather than seeing the lengthening of skirts, we're going to be seeing the volumizing of skirts. Big skirts are in this year. Really voluminous, big styles, big silhouettes. I am loving it, whether that's in your dresses or in your skirts themselves. Kind of think of that like voluminous like Dior skirt, very Carrie Bradshaw with like the tulle styling. It's again a little bit Georgian-esque just in its kind of like influence, but it is going to be a big trend in 2024. And as someone who loves feminine fashion, as someone who loves skirts and dresses and all of that kind of styling, I feel like it's a trend that I am really going to incorporate into my wardrobe, and one that I am really excited about. And the last trend that I wanted to talk about is a trend that I am so happy came into play in 2023 and I do not see going anywhere in 2024. This is why I'm saying that this video is not like TikTok, because I've seen so many people be like, oh my goodness, I've seen so many people wearing this, so I definitely think it's going to go out. And actually I completely disagree. I think the opposite. Everyone's been wearing it, everyone's been loving it, so it's not going to be going anywhere, and that is the roses and ribbons trend. As I said, I'm a very girly girl, I'm really feminine, and I love me a hair bow. It has literally been my favorite style to do. I don't know what I am going to do when hair bows go out of trend, because I don't care. I'm still gonna wear them. I absolutely love them. I find them so easy to style. They really like do up an outfit without making like too much effort to do so. And I love roses and ribbons with all of my kind of styling. The ribbon trend with regards to interiors, with regards to hosting, with regards to fashion, with regards to accessories, ribbons on everything. I even saw people this year putting ribbons on their Christmas trees, like literally tying little ribbons. And can I just say that I was a bit of a pioneer to have a bow on my Christmas tree. I literally had a bow at the top of it instead of a star for like the last 3 years. So what can I say? I'm just such a trendsetter. But no, I am loving the bow trend. I think it's a really cute like girly girl trend that I don't see it going anywhere. Equally with roses as well. I definitely think we're going to be seeing more roses coming into play, not just in terms of like accessories, but like your fashion, things like brooches, things like neckties. I really loved seeing it throughout 2023 and I definitely think it's going to continue in 2024. I would personally say that I almost can sum up the roses and ribbons trend in like 2 different seasons. I feel like ribbons are for autumn winter, roses are for spring summer. So it will be really interesting to watch this video back in 2025, which sounds so long away, and just seeing whether that prediction was true and if we saw the kind of ribbons really coming into play for like wintry autumnal styling, and then the roses much more like spring and summer. That is just my prediction. That's just the way that I see this trend playing out, but it'd be so interesting to see if that does happen this year. Honestly, this is just making me feel so inspired for putting outfits together and styling up my looks for 2024. So those are all of my trend predictions for the coming year. Let me know what your favorite trend prediction is down below, something that you're super excited to wear, that you think is going to be really big for the year, that's going to really work with your personal style. Because as I said, this video is not an ins and outs list, it's not shaming anyone, it's not telling you what to wear, it's just a conversation and a bit of a prediction video. Whenever it comes to styling outfits, whenever it comes to putting looks together, you should always focus on your personal style first. There are definitely some trends in 2024 that I would not be following myself, that I do not think are going to work with my own fashion, my own wardrobe and my own personal styling. For example, the low waist trend, I slagged it off last year. Like literally in 2023, I was saying that it's not me at all. I do not like it. And then I started to see it in dresses and I went, ooh, Now that is a very Ellie way of incorporating the style into my wardrobe. So just thinking about what works with you personally, I always say that whenever it comes to making outfits, you want to be confident, and when you're comfortable, you're confident. So if you're comfortable in yourself, if you're comfortable in your outfit, knowing that it reflects your personal style, you're going to be showing so much confidence when you wear it. So let me know your favorite trend down below in the comments, and if you're new around here, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. You can come and join me for lots more fashion videos. I've got lots more coming up this January. Loads of favorites from you guys that you have been requesting this year that I cannot wait to sit down and film. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.